Hi. Today I want to talk to you about the workplace and what it takes to be successful there. You may or may not have known that there are different cultures within a workplace. And to be successful at a job, you really need to be able to take part and understand both of those cultures. Um, so the first one is a formal culture, which is the hierarchy that's established that keeps us knowing who to talk to or how to address people. When you get to a job, let's say a factory, you'll be given a handbook of how to do your job, the basics of how to do your job. Um, what to happens if there is like a safety issue where you go to an eye wash station or something like that. um, you know who to go to, for quality control. You know who your team leader is, you know who the boss is, um, who you can say sir to, and who you can talk to, just casually. And then you have that kind of informal culture that's kind of like inside the workplace, that that's where you can kind of just be yourself with your peers. You just talk to each other on a first name basis, and that's really where it's at. So for somebody who might have a hard time with maybe engaging with other people, they could maybe end up not doing so well at their job. I want to give you an example because I did work in a factory a long time ago, but I was at a tissue paper factory, and I would have to use this big machine to seal these packages of tissue paper. So I would take these packages, I'd stick them into this plastic, and I'd pull it over to the machine. And then you'd have this bar, and you'd have to pull it down. And it was a heating element that you would go around, and it would seal the package. And then I could, box them up and put them out on the pallet to be, wrapped. So a lot of times, the heating element would have this buildup of plastic on it, and it did not give you a good seal when this happened. So clearly my job description said this is how to run the machine, yada yada. What it doesn't tell you is that there's this little brush that if you used it, you could get the plastic off, and you could get that good seal, and you could keep pace the way you're supposed to, your goal for the night. And the other thing that would be good to know would be that if you use this brush in the wrong way, or you push down too hard, you could destroy the actual heating element on the machine. So the way I found out about this brush one day was when I was in the lunchroom, and I was just talking to people about my job and how it was going, and that I'd liked it, but the stupid machine wouldn't seal the way I wanted it to. So that's just how it goes. I got the information right there at the table of how to be successful in that part of my job. I often think, though, like, would I have been successful in that job if I hadn't had those connections with people? There's people out there that have mental health diagnosis that they really can't feel comfortable. They don't feel comfortable at all sitting in a group of people and talking, or approaching even one person if it's a stranger. It can be really odd for them to be able to ask questions, or to even sit and just listen. So what do we do about that? How do we equip people to do their job well? I think that basically what we should do is kind of make it known in the workforce, first of all. If someone's kind of isolated and they're not, engaging, it doesn't mean you have to be best friends or whatever, but go over, it's part of your job, and go over your team within the company, really, and say, hey, how's your job going? And is there anything I can do to be helping you to do this better? And, I think that would be helpful. But also, if somebody has mental health diagnosis that could potentially keep them from doing their job well due to, maybe there's side effects from their medications that they might be on that, don't make them very pleasant to be around, or maybe just their mental illness in general has, you know, maybe episodes where they're not very social or they're upset. Maybe they're easily angered. You just don't know. So I think if there could be a way for people to be better equipped to do their jobs and to maybe cope with some of these things, it'd be very helpful, because we might know, like through vocational rehab or something, that someone is qualified for a job. We might know that they're able to understand the job description. They might understand who to go to if a certain problem occurs. But the bottom line is, when you're in a job, you can't go and kind of tattletale on your machine every 2 seconds. Well, I have this problem, I have that problem. You might have a patient boss that's going to, work with you, but really you need to be able to figure those things out. And a lot of that comes through that informal culture within a workplace. So I think we could better equip in that area, and definitely train different employment agencies in how to kind of make people aware of those cultures that they have within a workplace. So hopefully this video was helpful in showing you that there are hidden cultures, and maybe you've been successful in it and you never knew why, but this would be why. You're doing well in both cultures. So congrats, and hope this video helped. Thank you. Bye.